how you test.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yo.
How's it going, Finn?
We're back. It's going.
Very successful first podcast.
Very successful first podcast.
And 3 weeks later, we're back.
Well, we had to take a minute.
Of course.
To consider things to make sure that we were ready for the level of fame that this podcast will clearly bring us.
That's right.
Reactions have been universally positive, such as
all three people have really enjoyed it.
I know Tommy and Jordan.
We
shouted out last episode.
Yep.
Shout out again.
They
listened to it. They said it was great.
Couple of G's.
Jared, my friend Jared.
Oh, did Jared listen?
He listened to it, I think, and he said, because he texted me, it was awesome.
I don't know if he listened to it, man.
So I believe Jared.
You should quiz him.
Hey,
what happened?
Jared. Well, I guess he's not going to hear this. I'll text him. I'll make sure to follow up.
Well, no, have him hear this, and then we'll do a little test, Jared. Tell us what happens.
Yeah, Jared, if you listen to the podcast, tell us what happens.
Tell us what happens. Yeah. No, and my parents listened to like the first 10 minutes.
That's true.
And then
well, our mom did. I spoke to our father.
He did not.
He did not. Our mom listened to it and she was like they said mean things about New York University. And which we didn't. We just said true facts.
We listed facts.
We listed true facts.
Two people killed themselves. That's true.
And I was close.
There's no joke there.
That's not a
It's
mean
not
thing.
funny
it's
at
just
all,
a fact
actually.
of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's just something worth noting. We also said that they're the number 2 or arguably number 1 film school in the world.
Yeah.
So that's
nothing
not a mean
but
thing.
raving reviews.
That's true. That's the thing I could think of to say positively about it. Sullivan, I think it's high time that you do 3 rips off of your pen.
Well,
2 regular rips.
No. Well, I go for I do the
2 regular, and then you do the blinker.
No.
But that's what we said last time, is that you should build up to it.
But I don't want to anymore. I decided that I want to do it the way that I was doing it.
Okay. Here goes the blinker. That looks hard to do.
Oh my god.
To suck on it for that long? All right, time to do 2 more rips off of the pen.
Oh my god. Just talk.
I'm talking. Clearly, I'm talking.
I need a minute.
Bro's just saying nonsense.
I need a minute.
Yeah, bro needs a minute. Should I start on the first? Well, the first bullet point that I had for the week was podcast reactions. Reactions to the podcast. So, did we have anything more to say about that?
No.
Okay. So that was our first segment.
Yeah.
Are you ready to do a second rip off the pen?
No.
Our second bullet point, the real reason that Sullivan and I were gone for so long, we took a few vacations. I took a vacation to Las Vegas, Nevada. And then Sullivan took a vacation to Phoenix, Arizona. And then while he was in Phoenix, Arizona, I took a vacation to Santa Barbara, California.
And while I was in Arizona, I took a trip to Flagstaff and
you did.
Tucson.
Yeah.
So we're a couple seasoned gentlemen.
That's true.
We're a couple travelers. We've been around the block a couple times now.
We travel.
And I think we're ready to tell our stories.
Yeah, let's tell some stories. We've been hiding stories from one another
So that we could
from our travels.
so that we could share them
So we
on
could
our
share them.
super ultra successful podcast. We've been hanging out silently since we've been together again.
That's true.
Whoa.
Since we got back together,
pick things up,
we've been dead silent. So, and that's why our chemistry is so great and why this podcast is so funny and awesome.
It's
so
a
far.
good start. I'm like in pain.
Yeah, that was really
my
that
throat.
looked like a lot. It felt longer than normal.
Didn't it?
Yeah,
Did it not feel fucking long,
it felt
bro?
really long.
My lord.
Yeah.
It was also on level 4. I think the last one I did was level 3.
Oh,
So
that'll do it. That'll make it longer.
I don't think it has anything to do with the length.
I don't know. I can't speak on
It's
it.
how much comes out.
Yeah. Well, what happened on your vacation?
Oh, no, you talk about yours first, man. It was your 21st birthday.
It was my 21st birthday, so I spent that with my dad and all my dad's friends.
Yeah, none of your friends.
And
you don't have any.
We went to Las Vegas, Nevada. Coincidentally, it was my 21st birthday, but also, of course, my favorite band is playing in Las Vegas. U2. Everybody give it up. Can we hold for applause for U2? They're playing at the Sphere, which I've. This is going so well.
Oh my
They're
god.
playing at the Sphere. They're playing at the Sphere. I swear to God. And the Sphere is. So you got mad at me last time for being too high energy and like making jokes and stuff. And now look who's wrong.
Go then.
I'm okay. I'm in it. I got to get into performance mode. We went to the Sphere. This was my 3rd time at the Sphere. Sullivan has been to the Sphere twice.
Once.
No, that's true. Sullivan's been to the Sphere once. Opening night of the Sphere, we went in September.
Only night that mattered.
It
Turns
was-
out.
Well, yeah, it was okay. It's my least favorite of the shows I attended, for sure. But whatever makes you happy. And I attended the 2nd night as well. And then this last time I attended. and the first time we went, we got high. We did edibles. The 2nd time, I was sober. And the 3rd time, I was very drunk. Because it was my 21st birthday and I could drink legally. And so I could drink drinks at the Sphere, at casinos. Me and my father and his friends gambled quite a bit, which was fun. Played blackjack, played pie gow poker. And then we went to the Sphere.
So, normal people would be like, yeah, I got fucked up, hung out with my boys.
I did get fucked up. I was hanging out with my 50-year-old boys. I did get
You're men.
super fucked up. I got very, 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 very fucked up. I went to bed on Saturday night after the Sphere. I was drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking. And then I went to bed. And the next morning, I woke up at 9. And I was vomiting into the hotel toilet until 3 p.m.
What hotel?
It was the Paris.
Oh, really?
Resort. Yeah.
Fuck. That's
Yeah.
a great one.
That's a really solid Vegas hotel. Sullivan and I have been to Vegas a few times.
Oh my god, so many times.
So many times.
It was like our childhood. Parents could not stop gambling.
Still can't.
Still can't.
Our dad is a big fan of he and his friends gamble a lot, and they go to Vegas, and that's like the way that they kind of interact. And
Yeah.
are friends with one another. And so Sullivan looks like completely miserable for
My
anybody.
throat,
Yeah,
dude.
he's having a really, really, really rough time post rip.
I really don't feel good.
This is crazy. This has been a very wild second podcast. We put everything we had in that first podcast. And then we recharged for 3 weeks.
But that was
and came out with nothing.
I might throw up.
Are you okay? Sullivan, you have to do 2 more rips.
Fuck that.
My other Vegas story. When I arrived in Vegas, our uncle Matt was there. My dad's friend, our dad's friend Matt, who Sullivan hopefully can attest is a chill dude.
Yeah, man.
He was there at the airport. I'm just looking to have some banter going at some point. It's sort of my goal. This is crazy. Uncle was there, and he was picking up edibles for our Uncle Sean.
Oh yeah,
because Uncle Sean doesn't drink, but he does do edibles. And so we went to the dispensary together, and this dispensary that we went to was like a mall. It was a dispensary mall, and it had several like stores within it that were all different like dispensary things, it seemed. And it was very large. So that's my first story. This is like anti-humor. Can you imagine listening to this
having a hard time
in your car? And you're just like... I'm really having a hard time. Yeah, man. Do we want to cut? Do we want to cut the mics? We can keep all this. Because I kind of spoiled my fun stories.
They weren't that fun.
They were pretty fun.
You went to a mall, a weed mall, and nothing eventful happened there.
Yeah, no, we bought the weed and we left. But, you know, it was a big... But I think this is worth keeping just for like that. For this. Don't you think? We should cut. We should cut, reset real quick. Just get you some water.
Okay.
Let's cut. We'll be back, everybody. We'll be right back. We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
Everyone's good and healthy.
Sullivan had a difficult time.
I did.
And so we had to kind of reconvene. And now we're back.
We're back.
We're up.
We're up.
We're up and we're back. And so...
I think what we were talking about last time was your awesome Vegas trip.
Yeah. Well, Sullivan, you gotta do some hits off of your pen. No blinkers. But do some
I'll
hits.
take some hits.
Make
man.
sure to take some hits off of your pen. So that, for example, that was a hit.
Yes, I think they know.
So Sullivan's still gonna be high, and I'm still gonna be autistic, and it's still gonna be just like it's always been.
All right.
We've not decided to change the show, just because we had a health scare.
Yeah, it was. You hate when this stuff happens during production.
Yeah.
But
you take your.
But
lumps.
it does, and you got to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot like the Rust shooting with Alec Baldwin, and that bitch.
We actually have to cut that.
No, we don't. Why do we have to cut
You
that?
can't say that.
It's funny. Let me just follow it up and say that was a terrible, terrible thing to happen. And I'm sure that cinematographer was very talented. And it's never good losing someone in the industry. And I think, I don't know if you've been following that case. I have. I'm being fucking serious right now.
Go ahead.
That fucking armorer should be in prison for, I don't know, a life sentence is what she deserves. but she should be in prison for a long time.
That's the person who prepared the prop.
Correct. I don't know. I don't understand people who want to blame Alec Baldwin.
No, blaming Alec Baldwin doesn't make any sense.
That's
at all.
like fucking crazy.
No. But I mean, I'm definitely of the camp that like, I mean, I don't really know. I think it's a tricky thing, prison and sentencing people to prison, because, like, you know, you're sentencing that person to, like, basically you're costing them the rest of their life for just, like, making a mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not for actually being, like, evil or having any ill intent.
Right.
But just for making a mistake.
If you guys hear this large tapping, I don't know if they can.
Very
I'm gonna
loud
assume that it might creep
tapping.
up in the background. It's Finn's shitty neighbor.
Somebody is like hammering into a wall and has been hammering into the wall for like
An hour
3
or
days
two.
straight.
Yeah.
I really don't know what's going on,
And
but it just won't stop.
we're too afraid to knock on the door
We are. We are.
because of the residents.
So back to the first topic. Let's pick up where we left off. Vacations. We're going crazy on
Well,
that
actually,
thing.
no. I want to talk about. I had a question about prison death penalty.
Oh, go ahead.
Are you a death penalty fan?
No. Once upon a time I was.
Really?
When I was in high school, I was like, I feel like if like a jury of people can look at a person and look at the situation and go, I think that person deserves to die, then they
should be able to
should be
execute
able
that
to say
request.
that. But I don't think that anymore. I think death is such an awful thing.
Yeah. But would you, like, if it were to happen to you, would you rather be stuck in a 4x8 cell for the rest of your life, or would you rather be dead?
I'd rather be alive.
That's an interesting thing, I mean, I know you're not a big prison movie guy, but there's a lot of. It seems every prison movie is kind of about that decision, whether it's better to live out a life sentence or just kill yourself.
Yeah, I haven't seen like basically any prison movies except for The Green Mile.
Yeah, I have. That's the one like I haven't seen.
What
But
have you
in like Escape from Alcatraz, like bro gets his art privileges taken away, and he's like, "Oh, I'll just like chop off my hand then."
Yeah.
You fuckers.
Yeah.
And it's
Might as well.
And Shawshank with the whole, that's another interesting thing about prison is like you get so used to it and it becomes like your whole life if you're in there long enough.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you leave, people like miss prison. Like
Right.
prison was like better for them.
Right.
And that's what that guy in Shawshank does. He kills himself after he gets out because he's like, I have no function here. Like at the prison, he was involved in the library and people knew him
Right.
and respected him. And when you get out, it's just you have like nothing.
Right. Yeah, it's a very
I mean, you that's the thing about like prison is if you're there for more than 3 years,
mm-hmm.
after you get out, I assume it's just like you feel like an alien in society. And it's just like there's no. It would be very hard to just like get back in the swing of things.
Yeah, especially in the modern day. Like if you went to prison in like 2014.
Oh,
you
dude,
came out of
everybody's
prison now?
moved on.
Yeah.
Everything is different.
Yeah. It's and that's just by like that's because technology is just exponentially getting more and more insane. You know what I mean? Like AI and VR and stuff were barely ideas. Like AI started cropping up in the news like a year ago or like 2 years ago. And now it like you can
that's
just
an interesting
type into an AI thing and it like makes a video, which is awful.
Because I imagine AI was around longer than just the last year.
Right, but the jumps that they've been able to make in the technology and the quality of the technology, going from ChatGPT to like,
yeah.
what's that? Do you know what the video thing is called? Mars or some shit.
I don't know.
It's called something like that.
I don't use any of that.
Me neither.
So. Yeah, back to vacations though.
Yeah, let's go to vacations.
So you had a really entertaining and very fun time in Vegas.
Yeah.
The kind of trip that gives you a lot of good stories to tell.
Right. Right. Well, I went to Vegas with my dad and his friends for my 21st birthday, and we saw U2. Really, the trip for me was mostly about going to see U2. I'm not a big gambling guy. I did have a very fun time gambling. I enjoyed playing blackjack and Pai Gow poker. Those were fun games to play, sitting at a table with my dad and his friends, making jokes and figuring out how to play the game, and also getting handed drinks.
Free drinks.
Yeah, free drinks.
I was watching a TikTok the other day, like this dumb blonde chick like didn't know that there were free drinks at the tables, and this boyfriend had to explain it to her. It's like that's how they get you to keep playing.
Right, and it works.
They're not free. They're making plenty of money to cover those tabs. Yeah, But yeah. I mean, we're pretty close with our dad's college buddies, so it was I was supposed to go originally, but I opted out of it because I didn't get a fake ID in time. But it sounds like it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I think it's a
thing that we do with this like friend group. My dad's friends. It's a big thing to like bring their kid there on their 21st, and everybody shows up and shows out, and it sounded like it went really well.
It was a super fun time. Got good food, had a good time, enjoyed catching up with people. A lot of like uncles and people that I hadn't seen in very, very, very long time. So it was good to see them. And
Tony, you haven't seen.
Yeah, Tony, I haven't seen in forever, and it was super fun to go to the U2 show with him. We got drunk at the U2 show. This is a story I don't think I've told you. I've been saving this story. I think you're going to be proud of me when I tell you this story.
No way.
So we were drunk at the U2 show.
Yeah.
And, we're in general admission at a U2 concert. So I'm singing along to the music.
Yeah.
And I'm like, elevation and all that.
Yeah.
And then, I shit you not, at the beginning of the encore. So I've been singing the entire night. The beginning of the encore, the guy turns around. This guy in front of me turns around and he goes, "Hey man, I'm here to hear them, not you."
No way.
No way. I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And I looked at him in the face, and I've had a lot to drink. And I looked at him in the face and I went, "Okay, go fuck yourself." And then he turned around, and then I kept singing. And the next song, Bono was like, he points the mic out to us, and he like has us sing. Mm-hmm. And I go, "Hey, is it okay if I sing? Bono wants us to sing. Is that all right? I don't want to drown it out." And then I turn to Tony, and I go, "Tony, don't sing too loud, okay? Because this guy, he can't hear U2 and the Sphere's fucking stereo system over you and me singing along to this music." And Tony's like, "Oh, okay, I'll be quiet." And we're singing. And then the guy turns around and he goes, "Hey, man, I'm sorry about before. I just wanted to..." And he has this whole apology. And I'm like, "Yeah, man, whatever. I'm just trying to have fun." And he cheers me.
Fuck yeah! That's goated.
I was like, yeah, that's awesome. That's the power of drinking.
That's a moment, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's a good story.
That is a good story.
That's probably the first story that's happened to me in my whole life.
Maybe.
I think it's the first anecdote I can tell about something that happened to me. So, that was... So, you disagree?
Well, of course I disagree. You say all these weird statements about your life. It's very bizarre.
I always think of when I was in screenwriting class and everybody was going around pitching like what was like a crazy thing they did when they were in high school with their friends. Mm-hmm. And people were going one by one, and they were like, "Oh, I did shrooms and ran around on the street and broke into an abandoned building and all this stuff." And he gets to me and he goes, Finn, what about you? Did you do anything crazy like that? And I go, what do I look like, man? And he goes, oh, okay, well. And he moves on to the next person.
You have countless. Yes, you do. Man.
Name one.
Boxing in the backyard. We used to do that shit all the time.
That's true, but I didn't. I just watched you guys.
Maybe do you in retrospect wish that you maybe just fought Aiden Berries once? I mean, you would have had the easiest
I don't know.
fight.
That was rough on Aaron.
Oh, dude, that was so funny. Tommy's listening to this. Tommy will remember the backyard boxing.
Yeah, and Aaron.
It still is a bummer that that's like the most entertaining story you could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's like little stories that are fun for like me and my friends. Like me and my friends think about like, you know, I mean,
just talking in that room and
yeah, just any kind of you know, funny inside jokes and things.
I think that's a thing you'll notice though is like popular or like normal people, excluding Tommy really, but I'm sure he kind of has both stories, you know. But a lot of like normal popular people have like big event stories, but no like they have no appreciation for like the small, like just talking. Like we view like there are talks that I think about where I'm like, that was like the great, like that was one of my favorite hangouts, was just like chatting with this guy on a porch for 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
You know? And I don't think I don't think normal people view it that way. Like, I think that's a boring night for a lot of people. I'm watching this show right now with my girlfriend, and it was a bunch of, like, teenage kids, high school kids, and they were playing board games. And one of the kids was like, there's no alcohol here. I'm leaving.
Well, that's one thing I always think about. One time I was, like, talking to our friend Justin, and this was, like, a year or two ago. And we were reminiscing about in high school when we would like do shit and we would go, you know, I don't know, go to parks and shit and walk around and whatever else we would do. And Justin was like, man, we used to do that shit sober.
Yeah.
Like now it's like, oh, my friends are coming over. What's the number one thing I want to do? I'm going to drink.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because that's like how people hang out with one another now.
It's kind of sad.
It's very interesting. It's but speaking of that, I did a lot of edibles and got very drunk in Vegas.
So much so you had to reschedule your flight?
I did. I rescheduled my flight. I don't remember if I talked about this on the first.
I think you did.
I did. I was vomiting all day on
you
Sunday.
did. Yeah.
So that was fun. What else happened in Vegas? Not much. Just good people, good times, good times.
Good shit.
Good shit. It was All-Star Weekend. So. And so I didn't have to watch any of the All-Star games. They didn't have them on the TV at all.
Nobody gives a shit about All-Star.
Nobody cares about the All-Star game.
I didn't watch it. Unfortunately, I wanted to, but then I didn't end up.
Yeah.
Because I just forgot.
Yeah.
It was so inconsequential. Last couple years, I've had, like, get-togethers.
For the All-Star Weekend?
For the All-Star Weekend at my place.
Interesting.
You've been at college, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, I would invite... like friends over and like we would watch it and be really into it. The best, and this is a fond memory that I look back on, is when it was the NBA 75 and they had all the 75 players come out.
Yeah.
And
MJ
fucking showed up and that was the coolest shit ever.
It was all the build up to MJ, right?
Because it was like, oh my God, is he gonna show up?
Yeah.
Because I you know, it was all happening live, so none of the videos of him, like, behind the scenes talking to people were really out there yet.
Right.
So I was like, is he even fucking here? Because people were coming in on the camera. Kobe Bryant didn't show up, which I thought was a little odd.
I think Larry Bird zoomed in, too.
Larry Bird zoomed in. Scottie Pippen zoomed in.
Of course.
Because he's a mega pussy. We gotta talk about that.
Fuck Scottie Pippen.
But Michael Jordan, of course, was the last one they called out. Yeah. The fucking GOAT, bro. The GOAT. Well, we all just flipped out, and it was a banger time, and that was a great game too.
That's awesome.
And it was, you know, Giannis was on Team LeBron, so, and LeBron hit that final shot in Cleveland, and Steph Curry set the all-time record that was broken then by Jason Tatum
Goated.
for All-Star game.
The GOAT, Jason
I
Tatum.
don't know. It was just a bit like I remember that All-Star game really well.
Yeah.
Steph Curry like scored the most threes I think in an All-Star game.
Yeah.
Just like kept going. It was sick. It was awesome. It was a great time. But this All-Star, I didn't hear shit about the dunk contest. I didn't hear shit about the three-point contest. And I didn't hear shit about the All-Star game.
You heard about the Sabrina Ionescu.
That was the only big
Steph.
event.
That was
Yeah.
the big one.
Yeah, and that was actually exciting.
Yeah, I'm
and
sure.
that chick can shoot for sure.
Oh yeah.
It was cool to see.
What was I gonna say? Oh well, you went to Phoenix.
I did go to Phoenix. My spring break. Yep. Went back, hung out with the fam, my beautiful girlfriend.
Shout out.
Shout out. Yeah, amazing trip. Amazing. Nothing but good times, which is, a change for me because I've been in a rough spot the last 2 years or so.
Man.
But recently, yeah, I mean, I'll talk about it. Recently, I got on an antidepressant medication in addition to my anxiety medication that I've been taking since I was in like 5th grade. I recently got on this antidepressant medication, and it's pretty much completely changed my life. That sounded like I was getting emotional, but I'm not really. I just think it's kind of...
Oh, yeah, if you're an audio-only listener, I guess that probably sounds...
My life. No, but it was a very pleasant... I mean, I hadn't bonded that way with my parents in, a long time. And, hanging out with my girlfriend was obviously awesome. And parents got a new house that I got to check out. And that I'm really excited about. I showed Mother The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which she really liked.
She liked it?
And Father did too.
Awesome.
It was cool. We watched Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and then the next day we went to Tucson. And
we should just
being out in Tucson, you feel like a fucking cowboy, man.
Yeah.
And there were promises of maybe a little shooting range for your boy.
No way.
At the new place.
Are you trying to get into guns?
No. So Mother and I made up the rules for the shooting range. You have to be in full cowboy cosplay, and you can only use BB revolvers.
Are you 8 years old?
I am. I'm a child at heart. You know me. I mean, I love that shit.
You know me. We should just, because it's so early in the podcast's history, we should get it across that we call our parents mother and father.
We do, yeah. If we ever refer to them mother and father.
Our friends who listen to it probably know already, but in case anybody else stumbles upon this.
People think it's weird.
People do think it's weird. I don't think they're wrong for that. I totally understand it. There's a whole story behind it that we're not going to get into. But
it's not a whole story.
We
called them mommy and daddy, and then
like way too long.
Yeah,
we promised them as little kids that we would never call them mom and dad.
Yeah,
and we would call them mommy and daddy forever. So when it came time for us to be like, all right, we can't call you mommy and daddy anymore because I'm like 12 years old.
Right.
It was like, all right, let's find a compromise here.
Mother and
the compromise
father
was mother and father.
Because I don't like the sound of mom and dad. It's not even that I promise them. I just don't like saying mom, dad. It bothers me.
I don't know. I just don't have any frame of reference for it as like a casual thing.
Father.
Father is fun. I think mother and father is more fun to say.
Like mother. I'll say ma, too.
Yeah, we say ma.
I'll go
I say
ma.
mama. Mama.
You say mama?
Yeah.
That's a little.
What's up, mama?
Yo,
but not like in a sexy way. Just like, thanks, mama.
What the fuck?
I don't know. You call your mom mama.
No.
Yeah, you do.
I don't. Call my mom
you don't.
ma.
But many people call their mom mama.
Yeah, if you're in like Kentucky or something.
Yeah, like Elvis calls his mom mama. In Elvis.
Yeah. Yeah, but you have to be Southern. Like, you're not. You know who I always think of saying mama? Is Sissy Spacek in Carrie.
She says mama.
Mama.
Yeah. Well, like Matt's kids call him Papa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a grandpa thing. Can we agree on that?
Papa or like pops or yeah.
I call my grandpa Gramps.
Gramps. Yeah, you do.
Grandma I just call
Guam.
I call Guam sometimes, but mostly just
Yeah,
grandma.
that's mostly a Uncle Todd thing.
Mhm.
Our
Goat.
Uncle Todd.
Goat.
The goat. Shout out Uncle Todd.
He'll never listen to this.
No.
But he's the goat.
No, never. You know that Uncle Sean wants to be a guest? He asked me. He
Uncle
said,
Sean?
How do I be a guest on your podcast?
No way.
I was like, oh yeah.
That would go
And
insanely hard.
Our dad said he said high on the spectrum, so he can be like a crossover. He can be both at the same time.
Yo.
Sean
That's
didn't get it, I don't think.
Oh. That would be fucking awesome, bro. But that's got to be one we shoot with video.
Oh yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Once we start getting guests in, we got to get video going.
Yeah.
For our, once every other month podcast.
That's right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, big delay between these two,
delay.
but a lot's been going on.
Lots been
We're
going
in a
on.
transitional period with
We went
Finn
on
coming
3
out here.
vacations.
3 vacations. Yeah, I guess I'm kind of wrapped up with my Arizona one. I went skiing as well. I don't know if I mentioned that.
No, you didn't. Go ahead and talk about that.
Skiing's dope. I really enjoy skiing. I'm not amazing at it, but I'm pretty damn good. I did some advanced courses this time, and so advanced that we were at the very top of the mountain.
Wow.
We went all the way down.
Wow.
Which
That's
was
horrifying.
terrifying.
Should I tell my skiing story?
I was losing my shit, and we would get to the bottom. And my dad would be like, "We're gonna go again, right?" And I would be like, "Yeah."
You've got that competitive thing that makes you be like, I'm gonna do it.
I did it every time.
I'm gonna do it.
I
If
said,
I'm
"Yep."
like, I don't want to do it, and it's like really.
And
scary,
we'd get to the
I'm like,
top,
nah.
and I'd be like, "My legs are hurting so bad."
Yeah.
Because I'm not, as experienced as my father is.
Right.
And he gets wild with it, and I try, and keep up with him because I'm a very competitive person.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I did okay, but it was wearing on my legs towards the end.
Yeah. Well, and you haven't skied in a few years.
No,
now.
I mean, I barely ski. I really enjoy it. I mean, it is so relaxing, so fun, beautiful views. It's you don't get warm. The sport is very easy. You don't have to walk really anywhere.
Right.
You just kind of get lifted up and then ski.
Slide down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just and the food was really fucking good at this ski lodge.
Really?
Oh my god.
This was in Flagstaff.
This is in Flagstaff at the Snow Bowl. Very, very good food. Amazing soup, amazing hot dog. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was a really great time.
That sounds like a great time.
Yeah. And I got to see my beautiful girlfriend in a dance show, which was fun too.
Oh, how was
Oh!
Did you see Mean Girls?
Mean Girls!
Oh man, how have we not talked about it at all?
That's exciting.
That is super exciting. This is a real life first reaction of me hearing about our high school, in which I was very involved in the musical theater program.
Yeah.
All throughout middle school and high school. I'm a few years removed now, and I don't know basically anybody in the program.
Yeah.
But they put on Mean Girls High School Edition, the musical, and Sullivan saw it. What is your review? I saw some clips. It seemed like they were capable of. It seemed like the problem was definitely not the actors.
Ooh, I don't know
or the
about that.
singing.
Ooh, I don't know about that.
At least the leads. It seemed like they had a
Ooh.
Regina George, which was the most kind of concerning thing for me as somebody who went to that school. Because when I was there, we had a much more. I mean, I guess I don't really know anymore, but I felt like when I left, the program was in a dire state, and then you're just kind of generally
it
negative.
definitely is.
So I assumed they just had absolutely nobody who could play Regina George, which is like one of the more demanding vocally roles that are like available for that kind of,
I don't know
and
who
it was
that
pretty impressive
lady is.
Yeah, I don't know who she
but
is.
she was good. Last year brought in a fair bit of musical theater.
That's awesome.
People.
That's what you hope, is that it goes in waves. I mean, like I really am attached to that program and to those teachers who were goats, and so I wish the best for them always. I want them
of
to
course.
be doing well and have a
I mean,
successful program.
it's obviously, Berger does a great job directing.
Yeah.
I don't think the singing was incredible. There was a lot of, rough spots.
Sure.
Um,
How was the gay guy?
he is very interesting. I mean,
He didn't seem like he was a gay guy in real life.
No, I don't think he is. I never talked to him last year, but I saw him around. He kind of hung out with like Braden Lee and those folks. Not my crowd. But
We love Braden.
Yeah,
I love
I don't have a
Braden. I
problem
think
with
Braden's a supremely talented actor. I want
yeah,
that
well,
said.
yeah, I want to say also, like, I don't mean any hate with my criticisms here. It's just there's levels to this.
We put on we as in mostly me.
Yeah,
Very solid productions of some musicals with very talented kids. We know a lot of very talented actors.
Yeah.
From Phoenix, some of whom may even be listening to this. The aforementioned Jared.
Yeah. What's up, Jared?
What's up, Jared?
No, but the guy who plays the gay dude, he's a very interesting performer. And maybe it was just this night. I don't know if this was the case every time, but when he sings, first off, he has his hand to the side and he's snapping the rhythm.
Interesting.
But also, you can tell he's focusing on it, the music. And he's
so
not
he sings like a singer instead of
he
a
stops
actor.
acting.
Yeah.
He stops acting and kind of looks up and starts singing. And then as soon as he's done singing, he's back in the character. And he plays the character pretty well. Some line deliveries were not the greatest, but that was kind of for everyone. But I think, that's just high school performances. Right. I mean, a lot of these people...
Like, I've gone back to high school performances from when I was in high school and looked at them and been like, oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
I mean, it's not...
Not me, of course. I was awesome.
Yeah, okay. No, but it's not like, it was a fine show. It was a decent show. I will say, if anything has gotten better since your era,
yeah,
it's the dancing, man.
Well... it was choreographed by Delaney Spanko. I don't know if you know who that is.
No.
Shout out Delaney Spanko. I did Beauty and the Beast with her when I was a junior in high school. She seemed nice. And so I follow her on Instagram.
And she didn't.
And she posted that I guess she's like an ABT person. So she knows Berger through that.
Yeah.
And she choreographed it.
The dancing was really fucking good.
Well, that's awesome.
And they had like some newer people that seemed to actually be capable of dancing.
Yeah, because I was not a dancer. I am not a dancer.
No.
But
nobody
we
was
have,
back then.
Yeah, really any great dancers.
So that has improved greatly.
Yeah.
But I think, maybe that's at the expense of some of the singing and acting capabilities. And I don't mean that in any bad way. It's hard to top like the Griffin LeBlanc, Matthew Nathan era of actors.
A lot of talented people.
Yeah, I mean,
Finn Clisham, people like him.
Yeah, I mean, that was more on the way out, I think.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Like, I look back at Les Mis, and I'm like, weak-ass ensemble, bro.
There were that ensemble was just too big.
So many people that just shouldn't have been there, including myself.
No, I mean you were good. I mean you were one of the featured ensemble members.
Yes, I shouldn't have been.
You're not an actor is the problem.
Oh god.
But you are a singer. I mean you can sing, and at the time you really could sing.
Well, I still can now.
Yeah, but you just haven't you're not trained in the same way anymore.
No,
you've kind of let that go. But there were a lot of talented people. I mean, people that I've worked with since like Rose and Amber and Aaron obviously was in the ensemble. Who's he's a talented actor. Acting is his forte.
I just feel like I think everyone was too new to it. A lot of the ensemble people just hadn't done any of it.
That was the
before.
thing with that year was, we needed. But Berger literally took me aside and was like, "Hey, do you know any dudes? Because we need a bunch of dudes. So if you can just grab anybody."
Yeah.
And I was like, sure. And so I just went to all my friends who were guys, and I was like, we need you to do the musical. And they all got on board with it, which was awesome.
Very cool.
Always,
Great
whenever
time.
that comes up, we have to just take a moment and say, how sick is it? Imagine 12 of your best friends all doing a musical together and just vibing.
It
all
was
the
an
time
Avengers
for
moment
like a month. It was
where
for like 3
everyone
months.
was like, all right,
Yeah.
sure.
Everyone was just 100%.
picked an audition song. We
Yeah.
practiced with everyone to make sure
Yeah.
everyone got in.
Right.
It was an exciting time.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. And then we just fucked around the whole time and still got our work done.
Yeah, and it was a very
like
successful
the
show.
smoothest rehearsal process of any show I've ever been in.
Yeah, and you won a National Youth
I
Award.
did. I won a National Youth Arts Award for my role as Jean Valjean.
Yeah, you were very, very good.
And,
Not as good as me as Fuyi,
Fuyi,
but
Goat,
you know,
and Josh was great, and
yeah,
Foster was great, and everybody was great.
everybody was great.
It was a really solid show.
Les Mis is a good show as
Les
well.
Mis is a good show.
Yeah, but Mean Girls was good. Mean Girls was a serviceable production. They used the projector as well, which
Oh yeah,
I wasn't sold on.
yeah. Well, we had that installed for Sondheim,
Yeah.
and we did a production of Sondheim on Sondheim my sophomore year of high school, and yeah, Berger was telling me when I was in Phoenix in January that they got that package. Those are all the projections from the Broadway production
Yeah.
that they just give to people. Which I saw the Broadway production, and I didn't love the projections. I would not do projections if I were.
Yeah,
put
it
on
just
the show.
felt like, I don't know,
I don't like
unnecessary and
projections in
cheap.
musicals.
And
Anastasia, when I saw that on Broadway, also had projections.
it wasn't the best quality projector
Oh, I'm sure.
either.
I'm
So
sure.
that wasn't.
Well, it's like, how old is that now?
I
When
don't
did
know.
we put
if
on
they
that show?
updated it.
2017. So it's a 7-year-old projector almost now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, but it was good. It was
That's
very
awesome.
good.
I'm glad.
And it was it was
Do
fun.
you
to
know
watch.
anybody in it?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot. Well, 2 people I want to shout out. One of them I don't really know, and I'm sure he'll never listen to this. But the like love interest guy.
Oh, Aaron, that character.
Yeah.
Yeah, great character.
Yeah. Well, the guy who played him, he hung out with Braden Lee last year. I didn't ever talk to him, but I do really like that guy, and I thought he was very.
Was he in Guys and Dolls last
He
year?
was. Yeah. I didn't see Guys and Dolls, but he was in
Who
it.
did he play?
I don't know.
All right.
But he was very good, and bro legitimately kissed 3 girls in this production of Mean Girls.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
that's
2,
Mean
I don't
Girls.
know. But like I was shocked that they actually,
Yeah, it's a rarity. It's a rarity
because
these
I don't
days.
yeah. I mean there were moments like that you could have had in a bunch of different shows that they put on. I don't know, did Griffin and Bella
They had to have.
they had to
They
have,
had
right?
to have. Yeah, and
But I
I
can't
bet,
picture them doing
bet,
it.
Did Tyson and Jesse in Drowsy?
No, I don't think so.
Really?
I mean, maybe, and I just don't remember.
Yeah,
But
I mean, there's a
when I
possibility.
saw it, I was like, "Whoa!" That
There's
took
no-
me back for
There's
a
no
second.
romance plot in Secret Garden. I
No,
mean, there
not
like
really.
is, but not really. And it was me and Chelsea, and I did not kiss Chelsea.
Yeah,
And Les Mis,
nothing. really.
Josh and Bella.
They could have. I don't think they did.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, I don't know. Very, very strange. But it was. It made the world weirdly. It made the production feel more like better, like they felt realer. I bought into their characters more because the difficult thing with our school is like you can't imagine any of these people being legitimately popular.
Right.
So doing like edgy
But that lead
things.
girl seemed like the Regina George girl seemed like she might be able to like pull off that vibe.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some people that slip through the cracks at our high school.
Right. Yeah, I mean, basically every year I think they count on having like one person who you could sell as like handsome leading man or attractive lady or whatever.
Yeah.
That can fill that kind of part.
Yeah. I mean,
And when they don't have that, they cast me as Jean Valjean.
that's right. That's right.
Because I can sing high.
And me as Flea.
Flea. Yeah,
What
you
was
were sort
my
of the
big
co-lead.
line?
Oh, I don't remember.
It was something about we need more.
Oh, we need We need more.
guns.
We need more guns.
I think it was something
Ain't that
like
the truth?
that.
What are your opinions on the Second Amendment?
Dude, should we get into it? I am all for military personnel using legitimate bullets, police using legitimate bullets, but everybody else, just use fucking BBs, man. There's no reason to carry a lethal weapon around. If you need a weapon that can handicap somebody, that's fine. Use BBs. Or, pellet bullets or whatever. I mean, you can do some fucking damage with that shit. But people don't need access to, like, submachine guns and... Like, Kyle Rittenhouse should have never been in the position to be like, I have this submachine gun that I can take to this protest. Like, that should never happen.
Right. All right. Well, thank you for that.
No problem.
Thought
that was interesting.
I went to Santa Barbara.
Finn went to Santa Barbara, and
To
he
see our
can
good
talk
friend
about
Tommy.
that. And yeah,
Did I tell you about being on the beach?
yeah, you did.
I played beach volleyball
Yeah,
with Tommy and Jordan. Poor Jordan, who I believe plays volleyball. Like, for real. Like, she actually knows how to play volleyball.
yeah.
And she was not very happy that I was on her team.
Oh,
Because I was losing the game.
was Tommy on the team with
Tommy was on the team, and he kept going, Finn, go for the ball. Finn, you got this one. And I'm like, no, I don't, Tom.
Oh, I
Please."
love
It's-
Tommy.
It's me and Tom and
Meow,
Jordan.
meow. Tommy Glaze. Tommy Glaze. Incoming Tommy Glaze. Tommy's so kind, man.
He's awesome.
Bro is always
He's
like,
super fun.
you ever notice like when you play basketball with him, bro doesn't shoot and he's just like feeding it to you.
Yeah.
And he's like, you got this, man. It's
Yes.
like, no, bro.
You're Tommy, and I'm me.
Just fucking
I should not be
shoot.
getting equal opportunities to shoot the ball.
I'm like, I can't do anything.
That happens with him and me all the time. Is I'll be on his team, and it's like Tommy or me. Who do you want shooting the basketball?
But he always
But he
does
always
it.
passes to me, and he's like, Finn, you got this.
He's very encouraging friend.
Yeah.
God, what a G.
He's great. I got sad at one point on the trip, and he like chatted with me for a while and was like, "No, man, it's good. I'm here for you. And you know what? I know you do the same for me." I'm like, "Hell yeah, Tom." And
That's so fucking
he's
lit,
just
bro.
chill. I mean,
Yo-
the reason I went to Santa Barbara in the first place is because I was like, man, I'm feeling kind of lonely. I'm feeling like some of my friends maybe don't want
Yeah.
to be around in my life as much. And Tom was like, that sucks, man. I'm sorry. Hey, you know what? You can come up to Santa Barbara whenever you want. We'll have you.
Yeah, he
and
gave
then he
me
like
the
followed
same
up and he
invite,
planned
too.
it. It was crazy. But anyway,
Yeah, I worried about losing Tom as a friend. I don't really talk to him as much recently, but Tommy,
I'm sure he'd be happy to talk to you.
I love you, man.
Yeah. Just text him literally anything about anything. Text
Yeah,
him
I know.
anything. I mean, he is probably the friend that I'm the least scared to text about. Him and Aiden. I have like absolutely no reservations about texting them about anything.
Yeah.
Even though I have anxiety, and I know you do too.
Yeah, I haven't visited him in a bit, and
We should go up sometime together.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't been talking to him, but I miss you, Tom. Hope you're doing good, and yeah, I'm excited to hang out with him. Hopefully over the summer.
Yeah.
Hoping to spend a decent chunk of time with Tom.
Yeah.
Play some b-ball, drive around, hang out.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I like his parents too.
Yeah, his parents are chill.
His parents are so
I'm
nice.
awkward around people's parents, but
I'm
they're
fairly
very chill
comfortable
people.
around them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really. There's like no parents of any friends that I have that I'm like really comfortable around.
Really, I'm pretty comfortable around everyone. Aiden's mom I can chat with.
Yeah. You've always been good with Nathan's family too.
Oh yeah, Nathan's family I think still likes me. Yeah. And yeah, I have a decent, I have a good relationship with my girlfriend's mom as well. So
Oh, sure.
that's always very important, Got to constantly work at that one. The others I can chill out sometimes.
Right. It doesn't matter that much whether your friend's mom
No.
likes you, but your girlfriend's mom
It's important.
matters a little more,
Yeah.
probably.
And she cares about my parents liking her way more
Oh, MK?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well,
Which is very sweet.
yeah.
But-
She's incredibly nice.
Yeah.
She's incredibly nice. She got our Dr. Fishy, who is apparently alive still.
Yeah, dude's
Seems he's been
vibing now.
swimming around. We changed his water right before hopping back on the pod today, and we were scared that we killed him on accident with all the trauma of switching him back and forth and whatever, but he seems vibing, and in addition to changing the water, we added some new things that MK got me for my birthday, which was very nice of her. She got me some fish stuff. So
Yeah.
thanks, MK.
Yeah. She made mother and father blondie bars, which are like reverse brownies.
She cooks and bakes and shit.
Cooks and bakes and shit. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I'm a fan
And
of that.
I hop in every once in a while. I cook and bake with her.
It's nice because it's like an activity for both of you guys.
It is.
That ends up being
We're
like
we're a couple that
novel.
that likes to do something. I mean, we can lay around for sure, and we do.
Big into laying around.
I'm a big laying around guy as well.
Yeah.
But it is good to have like something to do
Yes,
when you
I
hang
agree.
out.
I mean, that's one thing. Like being in a relationship is great. You can like, if you like have something to go to, you're like going with a person, and it's like, I don't know. There's something different about that than just going by yourself or going with your friends.
Yeah.
It's like a different vibe.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I went to Desert Ridge with her, and just
Right.
like walked around, and
Right.
it was like, it's etched into my memory as a great time now,
Right.
and it's nothing special really. It's just like going to a place and hanging out, but
Right.
it's special because with the people you bring.
Exactly.
Also, I hung out with Dane, my old friend Dane, over break, which I hadn't. He graduated early, and I hadn't really gotten to spend any significant chunk of time with him. But I got to hang out with him for basically 2 days, and dude, bro's a genius. Bro is a fucking genius.
Yeah.
Dude is like cybersecurity.
Wow.
He works for the government already.
Jesus.
He's part of this program. He gets paid like, I think like $1,200 a week or something.
Whoa.
I mean, bro is
Bro's chilling.
chilling
Yeah.
to the max, and he's still great old Dane. Dane and I always had a good time with one another.
Yeah, you guys always.
He was always like the one friend that, and I talked to him a little bit about this. He's like the only friend that wasn't afraid to have an opinion that was different than mine.
Yeah, we talk about that sometimes, you and I, because we're so kind of strong in our opinions and aren't afraid to voice them. That for some reason people kind of view that as confrontation and want to avoid it, and
Right.
so they tend to be like, "Oh, well, I guess I kind of agree with you on that too."
Yeah.
And then when they, are on their own, they start to form their own separate opinions.
Yeah. It's tough because now I'm in a place where I don't talk to some people like from back in high school, and like I hear through the grapevine like that they didn't actually agree with me on half the things that we
Right.
talked about, and it's like, well, just fucking
Right, just say that.
just say that. It's not a bad thing. And I know like we have maybe a little bit of an issue with our tone,
Right.
and we can see
That runs in the family.
a little more pissed off than we really are, but we're just debaters.
We're just natural debaters.
We just like we love deliberation,
Yeah.
talking. And yeah, it made I wish that they did disagree with me, because we probably would have had more interesting conversations than me saying something and them going, "Yeah, I agree."
Yeah.
And then me going, "All right."
Yeah, I agree.
But I've noticed that that's coming up a lot. And that's a good joke. You
Yeah,
agree.
thank
That's
you.
funny. That's funny.
Thank you.
That's
That's what we do it for. That's what the pod's all about.
what High on the Spectrum is all about. It's
Yeah.
about
All of that serious conversation was building up to that joke.
and it wasn't good.
It was pretty good.
No, yeah, but yeah. I mean, friends are weird, bro.
Friends are weird.
I know that you
Hey,
like
and
you like to
we
have a
don't-
lot of friends.
We don't need friends.
No, genuinely
'Cause
though.
we're smarter than
I
everybody
was about
else.
to say, and I wasn't even thinking about that whole story thing, but like I do like keeping a friend circle small, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't mind if it's small. I think one thing that I've realized is I really just want them to be around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't like feeling separated from the people in my life, or like I have to like make a significant effort to hang out with my own friends. You know, whether that's, you know, they're far away and I have to travel to them, or, you know,
Yeah.
I have to like reach out to people to say like, hey, do you want to go do this thing, and have like a reason for it and whatever, as opposed to just like when I was up in Santa Barbara, I thought it was so interesting. I hadn't seen this in years. Like, and I was telling you this, everybody just defaults to hanging out with each other.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, what are we up to tonight? Everyone's around, you know, because they have roommates and they, you know, live in an apartment together, and they live down the hall from the apartment that all their girlfriends live in. And so everybody just kind of like hangs out. And that's awesome. That's like Friends, or like, you know, sitcoms.
It's very sitcom.
Yeah.
I mean, just walking into the door.
Right. Right. Well, and that was something like last year when I got into Always Sunny. Like that was something that was very appealing about that show to me, was it was these 5 people that just hang out every day by default. They're like, what, they show up and they're like, what are we up to today? And I just like had no frame of reference for that, and was very it was very appealing to me.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I mean, you know, it'll happen. It'll
Someday.
come along. Someday.
for
Just
sure.
Can't give up.
Just can't give up. Can't give up.
And I'm trying to get rid of Friends.
Right.
No,
So you
I'm
can
just
just kind of offload them to me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to our next topic, which is that Sullivan and I saw a couple movies
Oh yeah.
recently.
Snap.
Sullivan and I together saw Madam Web and Lisa Frankenstein, which we were going to talk about when they were timely, but then we didn't. And then I saw Dune Part 2 the other night.
I did not.
So what do we want to lead with, do you think?
Well, we can say a little bit of something about those 2 movies. Lisa Frankenstein, nobody gives a shit about.
Yeah,
talking
we
about
can-
that,
we can just
so
kinda skim
Lisa
over it.
Frankenstein wasn't very good. So
I didn't like it.
It's a Cole Sprouse Frankenstein movie, so you can expect that it's about as good as that would sound.
All right.
Madam Web was fucking awesome.
It was
dude.
it was one of the funnier movies I've seen.
I got super high when we went, and
Yeah.
I lost my shit. But the audience was
The audience was
great,
all in on
dude.
it being a comedy.
Everybody was there to meme it, and
Yeah,
that was all.
everyone
And I've
was
seen
laughing.
some of that
And it was
online
packed.
now.
It was like a lot of people.
Oh, dude, it was so funny. That villain
The villain is
unbelievable. Everyone else
crazy.
is like just kind of not
Everyone's
good.
decent,
But
yeah.
that guy is like shocking
yeah.
that he was cast.
Yeah.
I said when the movie was over, like I'm shocked that like people like lost the role to that guy.
Yeah, like multiple people auditioned for it, and they were like, "No,
No,
not
we're
you."
going with this guy.
Yeah,
If you know the movie, you know how terrible
yeah.
this fucking
he's
guy is.
really, really, really bad, and the writing is terrible.
Sure, but it isn't even.
The writing, it has a little bit of that weird, like, The Room quality, where everybody is doing like approximations of what normal people
Yeah.
would do, like the baby shower. They're like, what do people do at a baby shower? I don't know. Guess what my baby's gonna be named. And then they just like asked,
Yeah.
and Dakota Johnson's like, I don't know, John. And you're like, what are these people
No,
doing?
she says some like weird. Doesn't she say something weird?
I don't know.
That whole bit is odd too. It feels very like, what's the most basic way that someone could be weird at a party?
Right.
And it's just like, oh, saying the most fucking uncomfortable thing ever.
Right.
But it's not realistic that someone would
Oh,
do that.
they play, what's your favorite memory of your mom? And she's like,
Yeah.
oh, my mom died.
My mom
in
died,
childbirth.
and then she like talks about how like she's not gonna die in childbirth. I'm sure she'll be fine.
Yeah.
But even if you're not, like your kid will turn out good. Like look at me, and it's like, no,
Stop.
it's just a lot, and that's
Yeah.
annoying. And
Yeah, it's not good. I will say one of the other great things a member of our audience did, the guy who applauded
Oh,
the first
yeah.
2 times that Sydney Sweeney showed up.
that was fun.
Sydney Sweeney, by the way, her first line is I'm her stepdaughter, I believe. I believe that's the first line, which got a laugh out of the audience.
Yeah,
It-
she
you know,
was terrible.
I
my
thought she
God.
was great.
Everybody was terrible. I mean, like, can you imagine? Like, you know, what is the press process for that movie? Like going in.
Well, have you seen all the Dakota Johnson stuff?
I've fucking enjoyed her press interviews.
All of her like
she
like,
does
I don't care
not
about
give
the
a
movie.
fuck
What do I
at
care
all.
about? Yeah.
Do you think that this is maybe in the same universe as Tom Holland? Have you considered your role in the bigger picture? She's like, no, because she knows that it's a pile of shit movie.
And she goes, I don't think I'll ever do anything like that again.
I mean, this is not this chick's first rodeo in terms of like shitty movies.
She did the
50 Shades movies
series.
Which is like, you go into those knowing that they're not going to be fucking
right.
good. You go into a Sony Marvel film, and you know that it's not going to be good.
Right. You're like, well, what have you guys made before? And the answer is like Venom
Morbius.
2 and Morbius. And you're like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting high art here.
No.
Or even a decent time at the movies.
No.
But Madam Web, because it's so... well, another great thing about it is it's almost all practical until the
that
final
was
sequence.
good shit.
A lot of great sets and car stunts. And,
I will say that was
and things
very
like
good.
that. So I did appreciate all that, and so it just kind of made it feel like a good little like funny bad movie.
Yes.
Like the way that you want a funny bad movie to be. I didn't think we'd ever get those again because it felt like the way that blockbusters have been going in terms of bad movies is like they just suck all the personality out of it.
Yeah.
And it just feels like a cynical corporate product.
Sure.
And especially like a Sony Marvel movie feels like it's going to be like the most cynical, boring, miserable nightmare ever. Like Morbius is just like stupid.
Yeah.
But it was really like charming in its own weird way, Madam Web.
Yeah. Just on like a bizarre quality to it.
Yeah, just like this feels so strange. Again, like we were watching the last Vampire on Earth, Best of the Worst recently, and they talk about that, and in the room, we're gonna go outside and toss the pigskin around because I guess that's what people do. They're like, we're just gonna go into the backyard and just casually throw a football to one another.
Yeah, it's like, those movies are like they said in the video. It's like people just imagining what like Americans do.
Right.
This feels like a robot or like an AI imagining what a superhero movie would be.
Yeah, or just like somebody who's super out of touch.
Yeah, which, I think most of these writers probably are.
Right.
It seems to be the trend that like you hire the most eldest man to write your teen rom-coms.
You hire 5 of them in this movie's case, I think.
Yeah.
It's it's a good old-fashioned kind of bad movie, I think.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun.
It was super fun. It's my favorite movie of the year.
Legitimately.
Yeah.
So far, yes.
Yeah.
Which is a bummer.
Well, I saw the documentary Kiss the Future, which was good enough that I can say, all right, it's better than Madam Web, which is a bad movie.
The only
And I
time
cried
a
little bit at
documentary will lead in your best of the year list.
Yeah, no,
right
it'll get knocked down quick, hopefully. But it was not knocked down. Nice, man.
Thanks, bro.
Was not knocked down. Sullivan dropped his pen, I think.
I did.
By Dune Part 2.
Yeah.
The most underwhelming movie of the year. This movie's been getting very good reviews.
Oh my god, everybody's been loving it.
It's been getting 10 out of 10 reviews, which I just think is batshit insane.
People are comparing it to like Lord of the Rings and like it's the Twin Towers of our generation. Or the Two Towers. Sorry. My bad.
It's our generation's 9/11.
It's our generation's Two Towers. It's our generation's Spider-Man 2. I've been hearing a lot of that.
That's
super
weird.
Yeah.
It's
our generation's Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, no. It's our generation's kind of like forgettable movie that doesn't make a lot of sense and is mostly boring.
Right. People love to people suck Denis Villeneuve's dick.
I don't
so
quite get
hard.
it based on what I've seen. I haven't seen all his movies, but Arrival did not really do it for me.
No.
Dune Part 1 did not really do it for me. Dune Part 2 did not really do it for me, so I don't really...
I should say I have not seen the Dune films.
The first one, my biggest problem with it is just that it feels like a bunch of setup for another movie. It doesn't feel like its own story.
Right.
So then I was like, well, I'm excited to see the second one because I think all these actors are good, and I'm like, I've seen the setup, and then I went to see it. The first half of it is kind of fun. It's Timothée Chalamet out in the desert trying to, like, basically all the people who live out in the desert, they're led by Javier Bardem, and and Zendaya is part of that group, and they think that everyone except Zendaya thinks that Timothée Chalamet is the Messiah, that he's like been prophesized to save their race, and he is like, I'm not the Messiah, and Zendaya is like, he's not the Messiah. There's no Messiah. Believing in a Messiah is going to bring our nation down. We can't, do that because then we won't do anything for ourselves. And he's like, I'm not the Messiah. I'm not the Messiah. And so every decision that he makes through the whole movie is based on that motivation of, like, I have to prove to these people that I'm not the Messiah. And so he does all these things to prove to them that he's just like one of them. And every time he does any of the things, they're all just like, oh my God, he's so good at doing this stuff. He must be the Messiah. And then he drinks magical blue water, and he wakes up and he goes, I'm the Messiah. And then all of the character development is out the window and doesn't matter. And just then from that point, crazy shit starts happening. Like, he's like, all right, where will we keep the nukes again? And Josh Brolin's like, the nukes are in that cave over there. And Javier Bardem's like, oh, I've never been in that cave. And they're like, seriously, you've never been in the cave before? He's like, nah. It was too obvious a place to hide nukes, so I never checked it. And then they go in, and seriously, that's a conversation.
That's bizarre.
And they go in, and they make like a big deal of like, these are the native people, and they know they've gone to reaches of this planet that no one else has explored. There's a whole side of the planet that the whole movie, the bad guys are like, that part of the planet is uninhabitable. And then the desert people are like there the whole time.
Right.
But they didn't check that cave.
Right.
They just didn't feel like it. And so like shit like that keeps happening. And then they nuke the Capitol. They storm the Capitol. Christopher Walken is the Emperor, and his daughter is Florence Pugh.
Oh.
And
so she wasn't in the first one?
No. And they're like, we're gonna, Christopher Walken is like Austin Butler, who's fucking amazing in the movie. Austin Butler is amazing. He shows up like halfway through, and he's in like 4 scenes.
He's just kind of in that big battle scene.
So good. Well, they do the gladiator scene, and then he kind of is promoted to take Dave Bautista's place as like the general of the evil army. So he like, kind of has a couple scenes like that. But his voice is great, and he's like he's just such a fucking good actor. It's like crazy watching him. I can't believe somebody that talented exists. And so Christopher Walken is like, if you want to take me, you have to fight Austin Butler one-on-one. And then he does. And spoilers, he kills Austin Butler. So Austin Butler's not going to be the next one.
No.
And that was the moment I said, I'm not going to see Dune 3. I'm done.
Well, they might bring him back.
They're not going to bring. I don't care. I'm also not going to see Dune 3 because the first 2 suck. But then Timothée Chalamet, he walks up to Zendaya, who's mad at him because he decided he's the Messiah, even though she was like, don't be the Messiah. You're not the Messiah. The Messiah is going to ruin our culture and destroy our civilization. Yeah. He's like, I'm the Messiah now. And so she's mad at him. And so he kills Austin Butler, and then he walks up to Zendaya, and he goes, I will love you forever. I'm always in love with you. I'm always here whenever you need me. And then he turns around, and he goes, Florence Pugh, I'd like to have your hand in marriage. And you're like, what the fuck? This is the first time they've met each other. He hasn't even really, like, talked to her. You're just like, why would you say that? And then she's like, no. Or she's like, yes, or something. But he doesn't end up with her. Is what it comes down to. And then they're like, all right, time to go conquer the universe. And that's the end of the movie.
So are Zendaya and
no,
are they chill with each other at the end?
She stays on the planet while he takes all of her people up into space.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What are they trying to save?
So
Like, why are they going to space at the end?
for like a power grab,
Bruh.
they're like we need to like the Empire has enslaved our people and taken over our planet, so we're gonna go like defeat the Empire.
Yeah.
I think it sucks.
Interesting.
I didn't like it at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rough time for movies.
I was very disappointed.
It's the January.
It's gorgeous.
February.
That should be said. It's gorgeous. It clearly a lot of care and attention was put
Doesn't
into
matter.
it. The practical effects are great.
Doesn't matter.
The performances are solid across the board.
Doesn't matter. Gotta have a good story.
But yeah, the story just completely falls apart.
Yeah, but it looks really good.
So it becomes
Doesn't
very
fucking
infuriating
matter.
to watch it. It's just an unpleasant time at the movies.
Yeah.
And it also feels like 8,000 hours. It feels like it never stops. I saw it with Dean and Zoltan, our friends Dean and Zoltan, shout out. I leaned over to Dean midway through the movie,
Yeah.
and I go, it's got to end at some point, right? Because it just felt like it just kept going aimlessly for so long. And I was like, it has to have been 3 hours. There's no way it hasn't been 3 hours yet. And it just kept going and kept going and kept going. And I was very torn between, like, I want this movie to have an ending, but I also just want it to be over right now.
Right.
So that's always good to feel when you're watching a movie.
Yes.
So
You know what something I don't want to end?
what?
Fortnite. Chapter 5, season 1.
Are you talking about Fortnite?
We're going to talk about Fortnite a bit.
This is a surprise.
Well, because what was next?
Your movie segment.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, so you can talk about Fortnite.
Yeah, Fortnite, it's ending March 8th, which is tomorrow when we're recording this, and hopefully uploading it. Yeah, it's just, it's been a ride. It's been a formative 5 months.
It's been a big season for you.
Yeah, I mean, I got Aiden into it. I got to play with you, which was, something that was, proven to be pretty difficult in the past.
I'm not a big Fortnite guy.
No, nobody really is. But I got everyone to kind of come out and play it. Aiden, shout out to Aiden. Aiden's been a bunch of fun. We just kind of need fucking Tommy to man up and
Tom,
play some goddamn Fort, bro.
Or
I
Overwatch.
think he would genuinely like it.
Tom, if you get into Overwatch, I'll play that.
No, because now Tom's gonna hear that and want to get into Overwatch.
Yeah,
And that's if
It's
you
free.
could just do both. Could just do both.
I mean that's what I've been doing. I just play Fort because Sullivan likes playing Fort. Aiden likes
it's just a
playing Fort.
group thing.
Yeah,
Oh, or like if you're bored hanging out, Tom, and you just want something to do, let's get on fucking Fortnite, bro. Finn and I play it every night with Aiden. We can run squads. We can win victory royales. New season's starting. It's gonna be dope. I'm very excited. It's about like Greek god shit.
yeah.
So
Greek gods. That's awesome.
Myths and Mortals is, I think, the name of Chapter 5, Season 2.
Very exciting. That's very exciting.
I'm just excited to see the pop culture character that they have in the battle pass. Peter Griffin, obviously a fucking great pick. And I'm just curious as to what it could be.
Yeah. So what was the theme of this one that's ending?
This one was like the like portal of the universe opened up and all the worlds collided. So it's like the Lego and the guitar and all that shit
okay.
has like entered.
Sure, because it became like whatever that new version of Fortnite is, where it's got all the mini games in it.
No,
Or
that
like
was prior.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this season is fairly similar. The map is different. The train is kind of the new thing for the map.
Oh, the train wasn't a thing before?
No.
Oh, interesting.
Train has never been a thing. I think the Jeep that you can drive is new. And like I'm pretty damn sure that hiring those folks, those bots, is a new thing.
Interesting.
And all of it has been super fun and exciting.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what they add next season.
And what they take away.
And what they take away. Yeah, new guns. New guns will be out and guns will be gone, which will be a bummer. I've enjoyed the mods you can do on your guns now and the different scopes. I think that's varied up, loadouts, and
Sure.
it's all been very, very fun. And I just want to say thank you to Epic Games for
Thanks, Epic
giving me
Games.
some good times
Thanks.
with my boys, which I hadn't had in a long time.
Yeah.
I think I talked about that a little last
we
time.
talked about it last time, how online gaming has kind of died.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No.
It's alive and well.
Fortnite Battle Pass. Yeah. But yeah, let's get into my favorite segment and everybody's favorite segment.
We're going to list off every movie released from 1900 to 1910, and Sullivan's just going to say whether he's seen it or not.
Woohoo!
And write it down.
There are time codes. There are
time codes this time, so you can skip it. Are there going to be time codes this time?
Well, you said you were going to do that.
Right, but I only have a couple hours.
We'll start doing time codes in the next episode.
No, I'll do it.
No, don't make a promise you can't keep.
Well,
no time.
We promised
codes.
last time and we didn't keep it. We didn't get any complaints. So
Yeah, I don't give a
fine.
shit. Nobody watches this.
Yeah,
and Tom's gonna listen to it on the road. So.
Right.
All
right.
I am.
Oh, do you want to do your Oscar predictions real quick?
After.
Okay. All right, here we go. 20,000 employees entering Lord Armstrong's Elswick Works, Newcastle upon Tyne.
No.
You haven't seen that?
Good start.
Army Life, or How Soldiers Are Made, Mounted Infantry.
No.
As Seen Through a Telescope.
No.
Attack on a China Mission.
No.
Automobile Parade.
No.
Battle of Mafeking.
No.
The Beggar's Deceit.
No. Chinese
Magic, a.k.a. Yellow Peril.
No.
The Clown and the Alchemist.
No.
Danza Serpentine in a Lion's Cage.
No.
Davy Jones' Locker.
No.
The Enchanted Drawing.
No.
Explosion of a Motor Car.
No.
A Fantastical Meal.
No.
Repas Fantastique.
No.
Faust and Marguerite.
Nope.
Going to Bed Under Difficulties.
No.
Grandma's Reading Glass.
Nope.
How He Missed His Train.
No.
How It Feels to Be Run Over.
No.
I believe I've seen that.
Really?
I believe I have.
What's it about?
It's it's an old, it's 1900, so it's just like a shot of a coach is coming and moves out of the frame at one side of the field of view. Soon after, an approaching car veers off course and moves straight to the viewer, the camera. As it approaches, the occupants wave frantically, hoping to stave off the impending collision. At the moment the car fills the entire frame, the film cuts to title cards that bear the text, "Oh, Mother Will Be Pleased."
Damn, that's creepy as fuck.
That's awesome.
But that's dope.
I have seen that.
That's cool. That sounds super sick.
A Jersey Skeeter.
No.
Joan of Arc. George Méliès.
Yeah.
You've seen it?
Yeah. Of course.
Good?
I mean, 1901, good.
Add it to the
or
ranking.
Is this 1900?
This is 1900.
That's, I'm going to put,
Let me know when you're ready.
I am ready.
Here we go. The Kiss. Edwin Porter.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Lady's Skirt Nailed to a Fence.
No.
Let Me Dream Again.
No.
Messrs. Lum & Co. Leaving the Works, Huddersfield.
No.
Eine moderne Jungfrau von Orleans.
No.
The Mystic Swing.
No.
The One Man Band.
Nope.
Reproduction of the McGovern and Dixon Fight.
No.
Rough Sea.
No.
Sherlock Holmes Baffled.
No.
Soldiers of the Cross.
Nope.
Sulzer and Hesse.
No.
The Two Blind Men.
Nope.
Uncle Josh in a Spooky Hotel.
That's awesome.
Uncle Josh's Nightmare.
Oh, no.
Le Village Dynamo.
No.
Panorama Prise d'une Chaise Porteurs.
Yes? No, I'm just kidding.
That's all the same.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, everybody. I'm sick. I'm ill.
Finn's always sick.
I'm always sick. I'm always ill. So I figured I'd be on a podcast.
Should have
Alfred,
your mic closer.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
Alfred Butterworth and Sons, Gleba Mills, Hollinwood.
No.
Another Job for the Undertaker.
No.
The Big Swallow.
No.
You've never seen The Big Swallow?
No. What the fuck is that?
It's the film is here on Wikipedia. The Big Swallow, circa 1901, and it's like I think it's like a lady. It's this guy. He eats the camera, I think. So he
Oh, he walks up to it.
yeah, he walks up to it and then you go in his mouth. So
That is fucking sick.
you've never seen that?
Well, now I have.
Not really. You kind of skimmed through it.
Yeah, I guess I won't add it.
Bluebeard.
I feel like I might get the gist of that one.
Nah, I don't know. Bluebeard.
No.
The Countryman and the Cinematograph.
No. Though I do love the cinematograph.
Yeah. Cunard Vessel at Liverpool.
No.
The Devil and the Statue.
No.
Dream and Reality.
No.
Employees leaving Alexandra Docks, Liverpool.
No.
Excelsior.
No.
Fire.
No.
The Gans McGovern Fight.
No.
The Gordon Sisters Boxing.
No.
A lot of boxing movies.
A lot of boxing
Lot
was
of
a
boxing
really
movies.
big sport, I think.
Apparently. The Haunted Curiosity Shop.
No.
History of a Crime.
No.
Inauguration of the Australian Commonwealth.
No.
Jamaica Street, Glasgow.
No.
Kansas Saloon Smashers.
No.
Lord Robert's Visit to Manchester.
No.
The Magic Sword.
No.
The Man with the Rubber Head.
No.
Manchester Band of Hope Procession.
No.
Manchester Street Scene.
No.
Morakamba Church Lads Brigade at Drill.
No.
North Sea Fisheries, North Shields.
Nope.
Panoramic view of the Morakamba seafront.
No.
Parkgate Iron and Steel Co., Rotherham.
No.
Peeping Tom.
No.
Pendlebury Colliery.
No.
Pendlebury Spinning Co.
No.
President McKinley inauguration footage.
I have seen that.
You've seen
Very
President McKinley
famous.
inauguration footage.
It's the first president to ever be captured on camera.
Do you want to write it down?
Yeah, I will.
Go ahead and write it down for me while I chat about
What is it called again?
President McKinley inauguration footage. And it is they did film President William McKinley being inaugurated. I wonder, he died because this was released on March 16th, 1901, and he died on September 14th, 1901. That's pretty crazy.
Wait, what?
The film was released on March 16th, 1901.
And he died in
He
September.
died in September.
Yeah, he had like the shortest presidency, right?
Up there. I'm
Inauguration, President McKinley inauguration
sure. Footage.
footage.
Yeah.
Was he assassinated?
He was. It was Cholgosh.
Yeah.
Connor Klein, the goat.
Shout
out.
working man, born in the middle of Michigan. All right.
Preston Egg Rolling.
No, but that sounds really good.
Yeah. Race for the Murriati Cup.
No.
Manchester. Red Riding Hood.
No.
Ride on the tram car through Belfast.
No.
Royal proclamation of the death of Queen Victoria Blackburn.
No.
Scrooge or Marley's Ghost.
No.
Sedgwick's Bioscope show front.
No.
The Seven Castles of the Devil.
No.
A Sneaky Boer.
No.
Star Theater.
No.
Stop Thief.
No.
Torpedo Flotilla Visit to Manchester.
No.
Trapeze Disrobing Act.
No.
Undressing Extraordinary.
No.
University Procession on Degree Day, Birmingham.
No.
What happened on 23rd Street, New York City?
No.
Okay, that was 1901.
Woohoo!
On to 1902, everybody. We're burning through this.
We're burning through it.
Here we go. Okay, so these are organized by filmmaker. Bradford Coronation. So these are all Mitchell and Kenyon films.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a Mitchell and Kenyon film?
Well, we'll find out.
Bradford Coronation Procession.
No.
Burnley v. Manchester United.
No.
Comic Pictures in High Street, West Bromwich.
No.
Dewsbury v. Manningham.
No.
Electric tram rides from Forster Square, Bradford.
No.
Employees leaving Stories Moor Lane Mill, Lancaster.
No.
The Great Local Derby, Accrington v. Church cricket match.
No.
Leeds Athletic and Cycling Club Carnival.
No.
Lieutenant Clive Wilson and the Tranby Croft Party, Hull.
No.
Living Wigan.
No.
Sheffield United v. Bury.
No.
Street scenes in Halifax.
No.
Tram ride into Halifax.
No.
Wexford Bull Ring.
No.
Workers leaving the Jute Works Barrow.
No.
These are Edwin S. Porter films.
Okay.
Fun in a Bakery Shop.
No.
Jack and the Beanstalk.
Nope.
You've never seen it?
No.
Oh, man. Ferdinand Zecca.
No.
This is a filmmaker. These are
okay.
Ferdinand Zecca's films. That's okay. I don't blame you. Alibaba and the 40 Thieves.
No.
Quo Vadis.
No.
Okay. These are George Méliès films.
Woohoo!
The Coronation of Edward VII.
No.
Gulliver's Travels Among the Lilliputians and the Giants.
No.
The Treasures of Satan.
No.
A Trip to the Moon.
Yes.
There you go.
Woohoo!
Write it down.
That's a number one.
That's a number one, huh?
Bro.
It's really that good.
I love that. Well, right now.
Right now.
We'll see where it ends up.
That's very exciting. What was your number one last week? Was it the train?
Arrival of a Train.
Don't blame you. That's a good pick.
A Trip to the Moon. Hard to beat, man.
Yeah.
Shout out
I've never seen
Smashing
it.
Pumpkins.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
You've never
Shout out
seen
Lisa
it.
Frankenstein.
Yeah. Well, it's been, I think The Simpsons famously,
Yeah, it's a famous thing.
the moon face is a
Yeah.
big pop culture thing.
Yeah. Robinson Crusoe.
No.
And these are just made by random people. The Little Match Seller.
No.
Ringling Brothers Parade film.
No. Wait,
Snow-
what were Robinson Crusoe's films?
No, that's a film by
Oh, okay,
Méliès.
okay. My bad.
I know, it's confusing. I'm
It's
sorry.
getting hard.
Snow White.
No.
Working Rotary Snowplows.
No. I wish I've seen Snow White, though.
You wish you've seen Snow White?
Yeah.
That was 1902. This is 1903. Alice in Wonderland.
No.
The Apparition.
No.
Capital Execution.
No.
A Chess Dispute.
No.
The Damnation of Faust.
No.
A Daring Daylight Burglary.
No.
Desperate Poaching Affray.
No.
Diving Lucy.
No.
Electrocuting an Elephant.
No.
The Enchanted Well.
No.
An Extraordinary Cab Accident.
No.
Faust and Mephistopheles.
No.
From Showgirl to Burlesque Queen.
No.
The Gay Shoe Clerk.
No.
The Georgetown Loop, Colorado.
No.
The Great Train Robbery.
Yeah. Goated. Yeah, Great Train Robbery, man.
I've never seen it.
Really?
I've never seen it.
Yeah, amazing stuff.
They showed us
Amazing
clips in
stuff.
film school, but never the whole thing.
Yeah, first kind of, it's kind of known for just like it's the first like intercutting of scenes.
Oh, I see. Like cutting
things
back and
happening
forth between
simultaneously.
Yeah, what's that called? Parallel action.
Yeah, parallel action.
Yeah.
And it's done very well. And then of course the explosive ending, which I don't know if you know,
I'm not familiar.
but he points a gun at the audience and shoots it.
Oh,
It's a big thing.
that'll get you.
You never seen that?
No.
I think it's in Babylon.
Oh, it's in the montage.
I think it might be.
That'd be sick.
Great Train Robbery.
Have you seen Hiawatha, the Messiah of the Ojibwe?
No.
How about the Infernal Cakewalk?
No.
The Infernal Cauldron?
No.
The Inn Where No Man Rests?
No.
The Kingdom of the Fairies?
Nope.
I believe I've seen that. I don't remember. Life and Passion of the Christ.
No, I wish. That sounds awesome. Love Passion.
Life of an American Fireman.
No.
The Magic Lantern.
Is that showcasing the Magic Lantern?
It's a silent trick film by George Méliès.
No.
It's,
Okay, no.
No? Are you sure?
Positive.
Use Magic Lantern slides. All right. Mary Jane's Mishap.
Mm-mm.
The Melomaniac.
No.
Message from Mars.
No.
Misfortune Never Comes Alone.
No.
Mommy Jigari.
Mm-mm.
The Monster.
Mm-mm.
The Mysterious Box.
Mm-mm.
Old London Street Scenes.
No.
The Oracle of Delphi.
No.
Panorama Beach and Cliff House. Panorama of Beach and Cliff House.
No.
Petticoat Lane.
No.
Rip Van Winkle.
No.
Runaway Match.
No.
The Sick Kitten.
No.
Skyscrapers of New York City from the North River.
No.
A Spiritualistic Photographer.
No.
The Terrible Turkish Executioner.
No.
Uncle Tom's Cabin.
No.
What Happened in the Tunnel.
No.
The Witch's Revenge.
No.
That's 1903.
It's interesting. You can see,
Ghost.
like, titles are becoming a thing.
Yeah.
There's names.
Yeah, it's no longer just like two guys in a room.
I mean, there are still, like, like New York.
Right.
Panorama.
But there's also like The Witch's Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
The Green Goblin's Revenge.
And that Mars one piqued my interest.
It's a lost film.
Oh, really? Well, it's an interesting thing because, religious stories like, Passion of Joan of Arc and the whatever Christ one you mentioned, religious stories
Life and Passion of the Christ
were very, very pioneeric. Is that a word? Not at all, but
No, I don't think so.
but they were, they were there early on, along with science fiction was the other really big one that people just kind of jumped right into, and were like,
That's interesting. Science fiction?
yeah. Well, and then you look at it, it's like 50s was all science fiction, and
Right.
other world. It helped obviously because of the space race going on
Right.
around that time, and all. I think astronomical discoveries were a more common thing back then.
Mm-hmm.
We look at space differently now.
Yeah.
I mean, there are space movies, but not like there used to be.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there used to be all kinds of wild shit.
Yeah, you would just be like, well, what's out there? I don't know. Anything. And nowadays, if you want to make something, it's got to be really like thought out and like
Yeah.
realistic, quote unquote. Realism is like a problem.
Well,
People-
when was
people
last
have
time
difficulty.
something landed on Earth and fucked with people? Other than, like, Venom.
Yeah, which is just left over from the
Right.
the 80s. I guess like Arrival is kind of about that.
Yeah. So what year was that? 15?
2016. Yeah.
16? And then before that, what? Like, Chronicle?
Is the Quiet Place, is that about aliens?
It is, but
But it's a horror movie.
Yeah, it's
It's a
not.
little different.
And I don't know if they come from space or what the origin is. I'd have to
Yeah.
be sure about that. But it's just interesting,
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite films, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. And it came from outer space. It's just like
A great film.
I fucking love that movie. You didn't fuck with it, but it's fine.
I did not fuck with that movie.
That shit's dope, bro. 50s B movies are fucking awesome. I can't wait to get to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for now, have you seen Audley Range School Blackburn?
No.
Automobile Race for the Vanderbilt Cup?
No.
The Bewitched Traveler?
No.
Blackpool Victoria Pier?
No.
The Bold Bank Robbery?
No.
Buy Your Own Cherries?
No.
The Cook in Trouble?
Uh-uh.
A Day in the Hayfields?
Uh-uh.
An Englishman Trip to Paris from London?
Uh-uh.
The European Rest Cure?
No.
Faust and Marguerite?
No.
A Fire in a Burlesque Theater?
Uh-uh.
Girls Taking Time Checks?
Nope.
The Impossible Voyage?
Nope.
The Lost Child?
No.
A Miracle Under the Inquisition?
Mm-mm.
The Mistletoe Bow?
Mm-mm.
The Moonshiner?
No.
Opening of Drill Hall, Accrington by General Baden-Powell?
No.
Princess Raja Dance?
No.
A Railway Tragedy?
No.
The Strike?
No.
The Suburbanite?
No.
Chin Chow, the Chinese Conjurer?
No.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeesh.
That's an odd one, for sure. It's a George Méliès film.
Ooh.
Troubles of a Manager of a Burlesque Show.
No.
A lot of burlesque shows. Westinghouse Works.
No.
1904.
Interesting that you mentioned that though, the burlesque stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because now
Oh,
we're
I'm sure.
getting into the, provocative stuff.
Right.
I've been having to do some assignments in school about like, women in film and kind of how they've been represented, and kind of looking at it from like the psychology perspective
Right.
of it. But it's interesting that it dates all the way back.
Yeah, I mean, this
Here,
is 1904.
You know, and I some of the stuff I read in class is that it's men feel this superiority to women they see on screen, and because of the lack of character development or the situations that they're put in.
Sure.
But it's weird that like things like that is just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if it would. I'm not necessarily convinced that thought of women started.
Well, it's probably not as conscious as that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you're not, like...
Well, no. Nobody watches anything is like, yeah, nobody would be like, she has too much character.
Yeah.
You would be like, oh, I don't really
like the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how
subconsciously
people, like, think about it. Yeah, and it's subconsciously coming from that place.
The golden example is, of course, Marilyn Monroe. But I don't know. A lot of the readings were very negative about like Hollywood and like really pushing that. But I don't know. It's interesting because to me it's just like, well, I understand why Hollywood would want to push that because it makes them millions upon millions of dollars.
Right. I mean, there's an audience for it.
If there's an audience for it, then I don't know. I have a hard time with that because
well, there's an element of it that's like sex work has been around.
Yeah,
it's the oldest job. It's people say it's the oldest job.
Sure.
In human history. So like, it was just like a technological advancement of that to an extent.
Right.
To be like, we're gonna just film it, and that way people can pay us from wherever to watch this lady get naked or whatever in the burlesque show, or whatever. And that's probably where it really started, is just the practicality of, we can get money out of this.
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, can you blame, film for that? Or is it like, burlesque shows that we're just kind of filming? And even nowadays when we look at Showgirls. Showgirls, of course, is very provocatively shot and focuses on boobs a lot. Mm-hmm. But also, it's based on a real thing that happened and happens.
Right.
And it's those topless shows. And it's like,
right.
Is it that does it make the filmmaker provocative for just capturing that or having a story surrounding it?
Right.
I don't like the idea that you blame film, and I think it's a difficult way to view like men and how they view movies.
Right.
Because I like to think that, guys don't just look at female characters to think that they are hot,
Right. You want to find any character in any movie interesting and connect to them.
And I think there are a lot of movies that do that.
Right, obviously.
And a lot of old movies, a lot of the articles I'm reading now are about, how old movies really just used women as, objects, and they're just kind of flat, one-note characters. Mm-hmm. And obviously, there are some movies that I'm sure did that, but I also think that it's too much of an overgeneralization.
Yeah.
Because you look at, like, Casablanca, Ingrid Bergman is like her own character and has her own motivations and, points a gun at fucking Humphrey Bogart like a badass.
Right.
And she, is a warrior in and of itself in the whole occupation of France. It upsets me to see people be so harsh and want to just think that it was always bad all the time.
Right.
And now it's so amazing.
My freshman year of college, I was in we watched Rear Window in one of my classes, and all the we were having a conversation about it afterwards, and they were like, I feel like, who's the actress in that? Grace
Kelly.
Yeah. And they were like, Grace Kelly's character was like super one note and underwritten and whatever.
Oh, man.
And they're like, well, for the time it was very, she had a lot of agency and pushed back on him and wanted her own life and to live her life her own way and to be, there's like so many like groundbreaking things. And they're like, well, it wasn't good enough. Just because it was good for the time doesn't mean it's good enough. And I'm like, well, what do you expect out of a movie from 1954? It's like, those people weren't awful just because gender roles existed societally that were being pushed into the next.
But I would say even that movie now holds up, maybe not so much in terms of commentary on gender roles, but in terms of like strong female characters. I think she's still very, independent and does a lot of like badass stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole story, is her being a badass and proving that she can do the shit that...
Right, that's what the arc is. But they were, the people in my class are like, well, she has to prove to him that she's good enough for him. I'm like, yeah, I mean, that's, relationships.
That's just a character,
That's just partners.
Her character is, a fancy model.
Right.
Dressmaker or whatever she is.
And he's like, you would never understand. And these people in my class or whatever are like offended by that. Like,
I never really think he's saying that because he's just like a woman. I think that, I hear that and I'm like,
she's she's a socialite who's never been out in war before.
Yeah.
And he has.
Right. I don't know, dude. People are fucking ridiculous.
So there's a lot of stuff like that you can paint that as sexism, or you can understand where it was actually coming from, which is just, that's how you write characters in a movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, have you seen The Widow and the Only Man?
No, I have not.
Have you seen The Wonderful Living Fan?
No.
All right. Well, that was it for 1904.
We'll just do 1905.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because we went into some other conversations.
All right. Everybody's getting a break today. We're getting a break today.
Getting a break.
Just doing 5 years. Well, we're doing
5.
5 would be
6.
1,
we're
2,
gonna
3,
do this.
4, 5. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 a.m. in the subway.
No.
Adventures of Sherlock Holmes or Held for Ransom.
No.
An adventurous automobile trip.
No.
Airy Fairy Lillian tries on her new corsets.
No.
Automobile races at Ormond, Florida, I presume.
No.
Baby's toilet.
Mm-mm.
That's crazy. The Black Imp.
No.
Also crazy. Boarding school girls.
Mm-mm. Also crazy.
Also crazy.
Jesus.
B is a pretty crazy category in 1905. Le Cakewalk du Nouveau Cirque.
No.
La Charité du Prestidigitateur.
No.
I'm just going to read the translation titles.
Yeah, that's fine.
Clown, Dog, and Balloon.
No.
Cook and Riley's Trained Rooster.
No.
Ding Jun Mountain.
No.
The Enchanted Sedan Chair.
No.
Esmeralda.
No.
España.
No.
5 o'clock tea.
No.
Halifax Catholic Procession.
No.
Los Heroes de... Oh, wait, hold on. The Heroes of the Siege of Saragossa.
No.
In the Swimming Pool, Palm Beach, Florida.
Nope.
The Infernal Cave.
Nope.
The Inventor Crazy Brains and His Wonderful Airship.
No.
The Kleptomaniac.
No.
White Lilacs.
Mm-mm.
The Little Train Robbery.
No. That's awesome.
Also Edwin S. Porter.
Really?
Yeah. The Living Playing Cards.
Mm-mm.
The Bricklayers.
Mm-mm.
The Malagueña and the Bullfighter.
No.
The Miller's Daughter.
Mm-mm.
The Misadventure of a French Gentleman Without Pants at the Zandvoort Beach.
No.
I'm going to look up... hold on, let me check on The Miller's Daughter, because I feel like I might have seen it. I can't tell. All right. The Mysterious Island.
Mm-mm.
The Night Before Christmas.
No.
The Nihilist.
Mm-mm.
The Other Side of the Hedge.
Mm-mm.
Our New Errand Boy.
Mm-mm.
The Palace of the Arabian Nights.
Mm-mm.
Poland, The Anatomy of a Conscript.
Mm-mm.
The Trotten's Polka.
Mm-mm.
The Capture of Rome.
Mm-mm.
Rescued by Rover.
Mm-mm.
Revolution in Russia.
No.
Rip's Dream.
Mm-mm.
The Seven Ages.
No.
I think I've seen Rescued by Rover.
Really?
I can't tell. God damn. They showed me so many fucking short silent films. I took like a silent film history class my
That's
freshman
dope.
year. I've seen so many of them. The Seven Ages, Special March Past of St. Joseph's Scholars, and Special Parade of St. Matthew's Pupils.
No.
The Statue.
No.
The Tango.
No.
A Trip to Salt Lake City.
No.
The Unfortunate Policeman.
No.
The True Jiu-Jitsu.
No.
The Weavers.
Nope.
The Whole Damn Family and the Damn Dog.
Mm-mm.
That is 1905.
Wow.
Wow.
Not a lot there, but that's interesting.
Wow.
List is growing.
Yeah, let's hear that list.
So
let's
far,
hear that
I'm at
list,
9.
buddy. Let's hear that
Number
list.
1, I'll go from 9.
Okay.
President McKinley inauguration footage.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like,
Nothing
special. Spanish bullfight. 7 workers leaving the Lumiere Bros factory. Haunted castle. The Kiss. Joan of Arc. Arrival of a train. The Great Train Robbery. And a trip to the moon.
Nice.
Is at the number 1 spot right now.
Nice.
It'll be so cool to remember that Trip to the Moon was at the number 1 spot, and by the time we're done with this,
It'll be so low.
it'll be Babylon at number 1.
That's true.
Which it came out over 100 years later.
Yeah. And has footage from A Trip to the Moon in it.
That's true. Yeah.
Really makes you think.
Beautiful film.
Great film, Babylon. We'll get there. We'll get there someday.
I know Babylon's gonna be my number 1, but like I'm curious to see what
It'll
creeps
take us
up.
a while to get there. I wonder if you'll see a new movie that
Right.
that
could happen
gets
too.
there too.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
yeah,
don't know, though.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
This will be a fun experiment. All right, so that brings us to our last segment of the week. Every week,
Mm-hmm.
NBA check-in. Sullivan, you're a Milwaukee Bucks fan. How are your Bucks doing?
Well, it's kind of a weird time. We won 6 straight. We came out of All-Star break kicking ass.
You and I kind of have the same problem right now, which is that we had so many positive things to say about our team, and then one game just completely changed that.
I mean, I'm not gonna let. Well, I should explain that we lost to the 9 seed Golden State Warriors by 35 last night. I'm not gonna get worried because of the teams that we had just beat prior, being the number 1 seed in the West. And what are the Clippers? Are they the 3rd? 4th?
I think they're the 4th.
Better teams than Golden State.
Right.
And we were able to beat them. So I'm going to chalk it up to a rough night. Giannis was just coming back from a break, so maybe he just needs to get warm. Dame has been slowly proving that he's okay. I still need more from him. Obviously, it's tough because the GOAT, Fish Middleton, is out. So, we're not a championship team yet until he's back. And I mean that with all sincerity.
I wonder if I can find... Keep going.
He is the greatest player to ever touch a basketball. And he does something special to this team. But Doc Rivers, I'm a big fan. I know you're listening to this, Doc. But you're amazing. And you... I've been watching a lot of practice footage of the Bucks, and I just like Doc Rivers as a coach.
Oh, I love him. I'm a fan of Doc Rivers. I think he's odd, and I don't think he's like a great coach, but I just love him, and I think he's a good coach, and I
He's
just
very
like him
good.
as a guy.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. Obviously, he came into a tough situation, and a lot of people blamed him. I was definitely one of those people as well. I was a little Doc Rivers hater. So this is my formal apology video.
Nice.
I love you, Doc. And I love our team. And Pat Bev has been a great pickup for us. He and Bobby Portis are such a fun duo. Because they're both like hype men.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in high spirits about my Bucks. I can't complain with 6 straight wins. I know your team had 11 straight wins.
Did.
But I can't complain with 6 straight wins. And, I don't view the Golden State Warriors as a true threat, so I'm not going to take their loss seriously.
Yeah, that's fair. The Golden State Warriors were red hot coming into a game on Sunday against my Boston Celtics, which was our 11th win in a row, and we won by 52 points.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the whole game, and it was my favorite Celtics game of the season, and that was immediately followed by my least favorite Celtics game of the season, a 26-point Cavs comeback to win the game without Donovan Mitchell. In the fourth quarter, Dean Wade dropped, 20,000 threes.
I think 22 points in the fourth, or 20 points.
And Jason Tatum put up a terrible clutch bucket, and Joe Mazzulla didn't call any timeouts the whole fourth quarter, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on? On Sunday, I was texting Tommy, our resident sports expert, about how I was starting to feel like, especially watching that Golden State game, maybe Joe Mazzulla is not that bad a coach. He might even be a good coach. Tatum might be even better than I thought. They might have fixed the three-point shooting over-reliance by getting Tatum into the paint more frequently, letting Porzingis get some buckets at the paint more frequently. Jaylen Brown has not been a problem and has at times even been very good for us, like on Sunday against the Warriors. And I was just like, I think this team might have figured out over the course of this 11-game win streak all of their problems. All of the things that because here was the thing. The Warriors have our number.
Mm-hmm.
They always have our number. They beat us this season. They are one of the 13 losses that we now have.
Mm-hmm.
12 going into the game against them on Sunday. And Porzingis was out. And I was like, we're gonna lose this game. Since those finals, where they just broke us down mentally and Tatum played terribly and it was just a terrible, terrible time, they just kill us. And no Porzingis, who has been the X factor all season, and I'm like, we're gonna lose this game. There's nothing we can do about it. Oh well. And we just crushed them.
They are pretty ass, though.
They're not great, but they were hot coming to that game.
They have hot in our game. Jesus.
They have Draymond back. They have Chris Paul back. They have everybody healthy. Jonathan Kuminga, the cum bucket, is on a tear. He's having the best season of his career.
And Curry's Curry.
Curry is Curry. Like, there were reasons that we could have lost that game.
Yeah.
And there was one possession in particular when Jason Tatum defended Steph Curry one-on-one. And I saw, which I have not seen anything like this from any player in the NBA since the first round of the playoffs in 2021 or 2022, when Jason Tatum one-on-one guarded Kevin Durant for like the entire series and just killed him completely. He was in prison. I couldn't believe what I was watching at the time. And I watched Jason Tatum do that to Steph Curry for one possession. And I was like, that's still possible. That's still there. That's really, really good news. And we were just killing them. Everything about that game was awesome. Like I said, we're getting to the basket more. And this has been like, this has just been happening. We're getting to the basket more with Tatum. We're not relying on threes as much. Tatum isn't shooting mid-ranges as much. Mazzulla is calling timeouts when it's normal to call timeouts. And he's drawing up plays, and they're executing plays, and they're making the extra pass, and it's just really good. And then we played the Cavs, and it was like I was watching the 2023 Celtics with Mazzulla, where, all they know how to do is chuck up threes and hope they go in. And ISO Tatum possessions and ISO Brown possessions, and never take a timeout, ever, and it was awful. So I don't even know what to think anymore. I'm hoping
You have to wait and
that
see.
they learned from that game, and I'm hoping that they're able to, in big moments, keep their heads in the game. Tommy sent me a stat that Tatum is like 25th or something like that in. Let me see if I can get it up. Yeah, Tatum clutch field goal percentage in clutch time. In 2022, he was 37th of 47 players. In 2023, he was 50th of 57 players. And in 2024, this year, he's 25th of 25 players.
So he's not very clutch.
He's not very clutch. I do believe he can be clutch in terms of in a game that matters. He can show up. But I will say, I don't love him having the last shot at the end of games. Mm-hmm. When he took that shot against the Cavs, I was like, that's not going to go in. But that was partially because Missoula didn't drop a play.
Give it to Drew.
Drew would be great. He's probably our best shooter this season. He's an amazing corner three-point shooter. And if you drew up a play that got it to him, that'd be great. Or Jaylen Brown is decent. They were sagging off of Jaylen Brown a lot of the game, which has made the rounds as like or that was in the Golden State game. What the fuck am I talking about? Jesus Christ, Finn. But it was
it matters.
You know, we shouldn't have lost that game. So I'm hoping they learn. The other thing I want to bring up is my last point. Derek White,
very goated,
should win the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You were watching
4 blocks.
It was fun to watch you watch that because that's every fucking game.
Yeah.
Every fucking game. I will never forget watching him guard Michael Porter Jr. against the Nuggets in January. Dude was running up. Michael Porter Jr. is like 6'10", and Derek White's like 6'3".
No, he's not.
Michael Porter Jr. on the Nuggets?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 6'10". You can look that up.
I will.
But he's running up behind the guy. He's taking jumpers from 3, and he's running up behind him, and he swats the fucking ball out of his hands. Derek White, like, I was a proponent of Marcus Smart winning Defensive Player of the Year when he won. I thought he was good. I thought he was a really great defender.
6'10".
Yeah.
Wow.
He's nowhere near as good a defender as Derek White is this season. That is I know, like, it's hard to be considered the quote-unquote best defender in the league when you're a guard. Because if you've got, Jokic and you've got Rudy Gobert or Derek White, who are you putting on Jokic? Who are you putting on Giannis? You know what I mean? And I get that. But for his position, I think Derek White is leagues above anybody in the league. He's in a backcourt with Drew Holiday, who was first team all defense last season. And he's like unquestionably the best defender on the team.
Yeah.
It's like ridiculous. He's amazing at point of attack defense and help defense. He's a solid rebounder. He gets crazy blocks all the time. And he's just like awesome. And everybody loves him. And so I believe that Derek White should win the Defensive Player of the Year. I don't think he will, but I think he should. And I think it's really weird that people aren't even talking about it.
Yeah, no.
Because he absolutely should be in the conversation.
I was bummed when he wasn't an all-star.
Me too.
I thought the coaches...
But I didn't think he probably would be. I was just hoping. I thought Porzingis should have gotten in instead of Jaylen Brown, just based on this season.
Yeah, but it's votes.
But yeah, I mean that's how it's gonna go. But anyway, so that was the NBA check-in. We'll see how that progresses. We'll see how they play the Nuggets.
Yeah.
And that was the pod, I think. Thanks for listening. Thanks for supporting.
Yeah, tell your friends.
Tell your friends to listen to this pod.
If they can get through the first, 40 minutes, it gets to be pretty decent.
It gets to be pretty exciting.
No, but seriously, you all can go fuck yourselves, all right? If you don't like this pod, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Fuck you.
But have a good one.
Have a good one.
And, yeah. Thanks
fuck
for,
yourself,
thanks for
but
listening.
in like a positive way. Like it feels good to fuck yourself, probably.
I don't know what he's yapping about. Spread the word of God and love your neighbor. All right.
Love thy neighbor, even.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Bye.